Hey YouTubers, they're finally posting the Inhumans trailer. I'm glad they're not waiting till Comic-Con to drop this. If you remember, there was a janky version of this that leaked a while ago. I did a breakdown of that because the footage is a little bit different, so I'll link that at the end of this. But because the Spider-Man movie's coming up, that giveaway is going on, all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. It's for IMAX gift certificates. So this is the week for surprise footage. Between this and Rick and Morty, Thursday is going to be off the chain. It's going to be awesome. But really what you're seeing here is the royal family descending down to Atalan to talk to the people. Medusa is usually the person that does the talking because Black Bolt can't speak, so she usually talks to him telepathically and communicates his words to everyone. So it'll be fun to see how they deal with that, to see how they talk to each other in their mind, if they just stare at each other, or if you actually hear their headspace conversation. This other shot is of Karnak. Now they're on Hawaii, that's where they filmed this series, so this might be doubling for another place, or it could just be Hawaii, where they go to when they leave Atalan. Because this other shot here is of Maximus with the Inhuman guards when he's taking over. He takes the military, they take over Atalan. He's all about freedom for Inhumans, so it sounds like Season 1 will be him trying to start a war with Earth. There was this teaser poster they released that gave us our best look at Atalan ever, but Marvel since came out and said that this was a fan thing, so I think that was just because it implies that it's on an asteroid, not on the moon. Atalan is on the moon. There's a couple human characters that work at a space agency that find out about it, so it sounds like there's this confluence of events where the Inhumans are trying to make their way to Earth while Earth is slowly finding out about the Inhumans, and Black Bolt has to stop everyone from ripping each other apart. So the interesting thing is how they're going to deal with this with the other TV shows. Now the movies obviously don't reference the TV shows a lot, but this isn't happening in the past. Like you look at these cars here, this is happening in present day. So right now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is now pretty much Agents of S.W.O.R.D. They're in outer space, so unless they're in the far side of the galaxy or somewhere way far away from Earth, then they'll have some idea of what's going on so that in a future season, they can cross over in a more genuine way.
All right, Phil. Enough sightseeing. Get back to work.
If you haven't read the comics in a while, S.W.O.R.D. is kind of like an Alpha Flight situation. Captain Marvel leads Alpha Flight. She's sort of like Earth's first defense against any big space-based threat. So if a giant Chitauri fleet comes knocking on Earth's door, Captain Marvel and her people in space are the first people to deal with that before all the regular Avengers on Earth marshal their forces. What I'm hoping is that they tease that after the Captain Marvel movie comes out, so she'll debut during the Infinity War movies. Maybe we'll see more space-based stuff happening, and with the Inhumans going on in the background, they'll be able to address that in really funny ways. Like we have a funny colony of some really powerful beings sitting on the far side of the moon. What are we going to do about them? Well, let's just keep an eye on them just in case. But aside from this little bit of footage and some of the posters, they haven't released too much, so it sounds like they're going to bring a bunch of footage to Comic-Con. They'll be dropping those first 2 episodes in IMAX on September 1st, then at the end of the month, September 29th, they'll be re-airing them back-to-back, then Friday nights at 9 p.m. every single week after that, they'll air the rest of Inhumans. There'll be 8 episodes for Season 1, I think they just want to see how it goes. If it's popular enough, they might up the episode count for Season 2, but then after all those episodes are over, in the spring, that's when they start Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5. They'll air all 22 episodes of that, and depending on how that goes, that might get a Season 6. So there's a lot of stuff that could change depending on how people like this stuff being at the end of the week. I do like it being spread out a little bit more. Being on Tuesday nights with all the other comic book shows was kind of a nightmare trying to do videos for everything. So hopefully everybody finds at least one of my Inhuman videos before then, so that they know this is moving to Fridays. But what they'll probably do is screen the first episode at Comic-Con, so I'll post a non-spoilery review. They did the same thing with The Flash a couple years ago. Every year there's a couple new comic book TV shows that they drop the first episode for at Comic-Con. The only real special effects that we've seen for this so far are actually Lockjaw. Everything else has been practical, so I'm interested to see how they handled Medusa's hair, because that seems like a pretty big CG effect, how they're going to deal with Black Bolt's scream, If they can do an okay job with Black Canary's sonic scream effect on Arrow on a much lower budget, then Inhumans, which has a bunch more money to spend, should probably look a lot better. If you remember all the Ghost Rider stuff, think about how good that looked. They actually did a really good job with Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't envy you. I was gonna say the same to you.
That's the good thing about Marvel TV, is that they get to piggyback on all the cool effects that they develop for the movies, so they have all this crazy technology.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
But let me know what you guys think about all this. There's going to be a lot of Marvel TV coming to Comic-Con because Defenders is dropping after Comic-Con, so there's all the Netflix stuff that's coming too. They'll be talking about Punisher because that series is also dropping later this year. There's all the movie stuff that's happening, and I'm going to be working on an Avengers Infinity War video next. There's a whole bunch of new Spider-Man Phase 4 info that they've been dropping, and we got our first look at Iron Man's new armor for Infinity War. I'll try to break up the important stuff and get through it as fast as possible, so I'll just update the video schedule as I post new videos. Congratulations to Chaos Legion, you're the first Spider-Man giveaway winner. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. So while you wait for new Marvel, you can click here for that leaked version of the Inhumans trailer. It's a little bit longer. And you can click here for my non-spoilery Spider-Man Homecoming review. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.